Hello, everybody. This is Bob Anderson, and it's June 8th, 2023. I want to do a video. It's not even noon, but I'm going to show the trade setups today on the 8th of June for my 5-minute gold line challenge. I will put the link to the video where I discuss what this is below. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I took just 2 trades today. One in oil for $400. It worked pretty good. I mean, I'll show it to you. It took a while to get there, but I mean, all the signs were there for this thing to be a good trade. And then, and I took one in the RTY where everything didn't really line up perfectly, but I got in and the damn thing went 10 ticks immediately in my favor. So I grabbed my stop, put it at even. Price rolled up, took me out. I lost $15. And then it ultimately rolled up and away. I'm going to show you trades I didn't take with these evaluation accounts that are part of my strategy that, you know, 2 of them in RTY, if I had taken them, I would have made $800 today. $800 in just 2 trades on a $1,500 account. I'll show you those. And oil, when I hit my $400 trade, I stopped. Ironically, a second one set up absolutely perfectly about an hour later, which would have been another $400. And I'll show you that one too. So let's get to the charts because that's the most important part. I think I've told you in the last video, I am trading with a strategy, which is an entry strategy tool that kind of helps follow the tops of the candles on my pullbacks for my breaks and my triggers. And I have not completely got this thing figured out yet. So one of the things that happened is I had closed the strategy because I had changed from a 1-minute chart to a 5-minute chart because I wanted to look at something. And then like my entry disappeared. So when I go back into the strategy, my entry's gone. So the only entry I still have on my chart is my RTY entry, because that's on a different chart and a different account. So I'll show you the entry in oil that I took, but I can't, it's not on my charts. Anyways, here we go. Let's talk about oil. All right, so this is oil. And I'll be perfectly honest with everybody that's watching this. The market was, you know, today was literally showing that, that we are going to have a long summer. So you're going to have to be meticulous about what it is you enter and what it is you're looking for targets and things like that. So let's talk about, we'll talk about that a little bit later too, but I'm going to get to what happened. So here is oil. So we have our overnight open, which is the 6 p.m. open price, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time open price from the night before. That's the open price. That is the open price. That's when the market opened at 6 p.m. All right. So that was 72.47. So as I've talked about, you don't want to trade into it because it can be resistance. All right. From the top, and it can be resistance from the bottom too. You'll see that here in a minute. So anyways, so we're below the red line, our 5-minute 21 SMA, and we're below our gold line, our trigger line. And ironically, we broke down below a low, pulled right back up into that gold line, and I didn't take that trade. I mean, I was literally, you know, I don't know, lollygagging or something. I don't know what I was doing. So this one right here, I missed. One of the reasons I hesitated on it, now I notice, because I put this little dot here. Now let me me talk about pivots for a second, because this is a hot topic with people, and I really want to be conservative when I take trades. Okay, so if you look, price ran down to this new low right here. Okay, and then it rolled up to here, which it had been there. Let me try to blow this up so we can see this better. It had been here a couple times. It had been here, it had been here, and then it rolled down and it created a newer low. Now remember, one of the things I want on a pullback is I want to come from a recently new low. So check that off the box. Okay, check that off the box. That's an important element. You'll see that again a couple times today. Okay, so then you have your pullback, and here's your gold line, and it's just not getting down there fast enough, and price pokes through the top of this pivot here. Now, was this actually the pivot that brought it here? I don't know. Semantics. It made me hesitate. I didn't take the trade. Okay, now it would have worked, but I didn't take the trade because this pierced this, which I looked at as the thrust that went from here to a new low. And I looked at this as being the thrust to this low. So this pulled back to here, pushed down to here, and this broke this to the left. Okay, so you look left twice. You look left from your low. Have we been here in the last hour? No. You look left from your pivot. Have we busted anything to our left? And in this case, the answer is yes. That's why I didn't take the trade. Did the trade work? Yes. Anyways, so I didn't take it. Then we did something really interesting. We blew through the overnight open. Now, let me just clarify something. In this challenge, I'm only taking full 5-minute gold line trades. I'm not taking overnight open trades. I'm not taking open range break trades like this. I'm not taking these trades on these accounts. I'm only taking 5-minute gold line trades. At least that's what I'm trying to do to pass these evaluations. All right. Just like I did last August, I only took the 1-minute continuation trade in the ES to pass my evaluations last August 2022. And I documented it on there. So anyways, I'm trying to do the same thing here. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, well, is oil going to be a waste of my time for the rest of the day? And I said to myself, well, wait a second. If this gold line goes below or gets down to this overnight open, what should happen, because we blew through the overnight open, is price should come back and test the bottom of the overnight open. Okay, this is something, screen time. This is something I can't stress enough as screen time. But when you blow through one side of a very important support / resistance area, so many times the market's going to come back and test it. So I'm sitting here saying to myself, please let the gold line get there so that I can stay valid with my strategy, which is to play the 5-minute gold line, not the overnight open. So what happened? Bing, 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 boom. Right up through the overnight open, right up through the gold line. Oh my gosh. And bam, there was my entry. My entry was 72.40, 2 contracts. And we ran down to 72.20. I didn't get filled until this candle right here, when it finally went to 72.19. That was my 20 ticks. Bam, $400. That was it. Now, why did I take this trade? Let's talk about it. First off, a new pivot low. Oh my God, look at that pivot low. Not only is it a pivot low, it's a low of the day. Number 2, not that it matters to you guys, but this is the overnight open. That is an extremely important price point for price coming from the bottom, pushing it down, or price coming from the top, pushing it up. So boom, boom, there. I'm done. Now, let's talk about what happens subsequent. Okay. By the way, this gold line just kept working over and over again. This is not a valid trade setup for me because we didn't create a new low, but it worked anyways. Then let's get to this. Okay, here we go. This is where I'm still waiting now. Okay, so what's going through my mind? Because remember, I'm trading 5-minute gold lines. So I'm waiting for price to rotate north of the gold line and then back south of the gold line. Either from the other side of the red line or, from the south of the red line. It doesn't matter, but I'm waiting for price to go to penetrate through that gold line and reset because we've bounced off this gold line too many times, okay? So what did we get? We get a push down here, create a new pivot low, and then we rolled up and pushed down again to another pivot low. Everybody see that? See that? So when this rolled up and broke the top of this pivot point here, I knew that this is all over, that this is not going to roll over and keep going. And what happened? It rolled up inside the gold line. Now, to be honest with you, I started looking for the 5-minute red line here, to be perfectly honest with everybody here. I started looking for the 5-minute red line as being my trade. But here's the important thing to show here, okay? This candle right here, the green one, that opened and closed wick and all north of this gold line meant that the trade count has now been reset for your continuation going down or your rotation up. Doesn't matter. So what does that mean? Well, I'm going to show you. So price comes down and it goes back inside that gold line. Ooh, that's good news. Maybe. Can we break a new low? We'll find out. So what happened here? All right. Price came down to a low at 11.18 right here. But over here, we had been below that as early as 10.40. Now, I like to use an hour rule, an hour long. I want to be able to look to my left and see that any pivot we are below is for this case in the short, was at least an hour ago. Okay, well, this one was not an hour ago. And then not only that, the darn thing broke up and broke this pivot here to my left. That was the last thrust down to here. It broke the pivot up. So what happened? Well, damn, the freaking thing didn't just run right down. And I'm sitting there going, well, crap. Oh, well. Except, guess what? It's the gift that keeps on giving. I tell people when oil is on point, oil can be a beast. So look at what happened next. Now, I didn't take this trade, unfortunately. But I mean, again, I'm trying to trade. Okay, let's stop for just a second. I didn't take this trade that I'm about to show you, but you got to remember, I have an objective. I hit $400 in this thing today. Okay, I was down 150, so I'm up like 250 or 300, something like that. I'm up like 300 in that account. Okay, I'm only 2 days into it. Okay, I only need $1,500. So I took my one, I made my money, I'm done. Now, could I have hit this one for another 400 that I'm about to show you? Absolutely, and all the signs were there to take it. I'm going to show that to you. But I'm in an evaluation that I've got to trade at 7 days minimum anyways. So no sense in pressing anything. So we create a new pivot low right here. Everybody see that? A new pivot low right here. All right. Perfect. Unlike here. So nobody's been here for at least an hour. Probably haven't been here in a couple days. So anyways, price goes up, 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 and right there. There is your 5-minute gold line. There's your break. You're in at 71, 79. You're out at 71.59, all in less than 1 minute. $400. Bam. Just like that. 2 contracts. And that thing just kept on going. Look at that. Woo, doggy. Look at that. Holy cow. Holy cow. Oil is definitely rolling over like a donut. All right, so that's it. That's how you trade this stuff so simply, so smoothly, so rhythmically, and I don't know what else to say. So I'm going to show you the RTY now. I only took 1 trade in it. I wasn't even comfortable with the one I took. Unfortunately, the damn thing is setting up for a trade right now, actually. So anyways, let's go over here. Now, here's the bad part about the RTY. I'm only trading the 5-minute gold line, okay? Remember? Because this is part of the strategy. I'm only trading the 5-minute gold line. So let me show you what I walked away from. I walked away from that $400 right there, which is an obvious open range break. We're south of the overnight open. We're south of the red line. We're south of the gold line. We just created the 15-minute box and we broke it. Boom. That's $400 right there. That's $400 right there in less than 2 minutes. I didn't take that trade because that's not part of my challenge. Okay? That's not part of my challenge. Hold on here. That's not part of my challenge. So what trade did I take? Well, one I'm not too proud of. But I got anyways, I said to myself, I'm going to take it. I'm going to be very conservative. So we rolled up from a new low and we rolled down and we rolled back up again. Now this time when we rolled back up, we did not break this pivot over here or nothing. So I took the first touch of that gold line right there. And I'm telling you, that thing slammed down 10 ticks the moment I entered. I put my stop at even, boom, I was out. I lost 3 ticks total on 4 contracts, $15. I mean, 15 bucks. Nothing else became valid after because we kept going into it without creating a new pivot low. And then when we did create a new pivot low, here is very important thing to watch. When we did create a new pivot low, okay, so you could potentially be looking for a short here. This thing just ran right on through, so you never had a false breakdown. So you never got suckered in. Now, let's talk about the trade that I walked away from also. That's an easy $400. It's the reversal of the 5-minute red line. Let's talk about the 5-minute red line. So when this thing ran up here, I was looking for a short. So I had an entry 1 tick below this candle, okay? 1 tick below this candle at 73.1, okay? Because the candle bottom was 73.2. The next candle formed, came down right to the same spot, and then rolled up. Now, when this thing rolled up and created this candle, that meant, okay, and God, guys, I could show you this all day long and how much money you can make doing this. This meant right here, this formation of price sitting on top of this red line and not breaking down meant that we were reversing position. So your entry long, which I did not take because I'm only doing this one trade, would be the break of this candle right here to the long side. So the top of that candle was 74.9. So you would be in at 75.0, and there's your 20 ticks right there. In a minute and a half. There's your 20 ticks right there. In a minute and a half. There's your 20 ticks right there. Yep. There's your 20 ticks right there. There's your 20 ticks right there. Okay? So, I intentionally stayed away from 2 trades that would have made me $400 a piece because it would have conflicted with the strategy that I'm trying to use only for these evaluation accounts. So where are we sitting at right now? 2 days in, I didn't trade these accounts yesterday. 2 days in, The RTY is sitting at like 480 or something. I mean, 380. And the CL is sitting at like 300 or something like that. Like 300. Is it like 300? 280? Something like that. So anyways, they're both in really good shape. They only have to get to 1,500. Remember, one trade is $400. I mean, you only need net 4 days. That's why I'm not even freaking out. You only need net 4 days at $400. And by the way, the RTY is working right now. That I could have taken that trade instead of doing this video. The entry is 77.1. We're already up 10. And it's about to go up 20. Yeah, that would have worked. Well, I would at least have my stop at even right now. Anyways, everybody have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.